Peace, it's Equalityfragrances coming to you from Prince George's County, Maryland. Welcome to my cipher. A cipher is a person, place, a thing within my circumference. The understanding of my cipher is peace. For all those new to the channel and those who have been supporting me since day one, I humbly appreciate all your support. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you'd be notified when I drop some new videos. All of that, and I mean all of that, goes a long way in helping the channel grow. Listen, I don't have affiliate links trying to get money off you. I don't have my Zeal, Patreon, or Cash App asking you to give me money. All I ask is that you watch the videos and you give me a like if you appreciate what it is I do. I know I have about 2,000 views, give or take, on any given video. You know, at least 1,000 likes, but that's just me. That's all I'm asking for. Other than that, if you have any questions for me, don't forget to follow me on IG. A link will be in the description. I respond to all inbox messages on IG, if you are following me, that is. With that being said, come on in, sit down, and let's build. Today, I don't know when I'm gonna upload this video, but today I will be recording a video, a tag video, which I was tagged. I was tagged by Sam Broom Fragrances. I will leave his link in the description for the video he did. And the response was 10 successful blind buys. I want to be like, that's what it was called. I don't know if if it was a little bit different, I'll change the title in the description. But it's 10 fragrances you blind bought and actually worked out for you. Now, can I be transparent with y'all? Because I always am. Probably 90% of my collection is probably blind buys. I don't care how much they cost. It's probably blind buys. Even though I constantly preach to you all to sample, I'm at the point in my journey where I kind of know what I like and I know what's going to move me for the most part. So for me, I can kind of, depending on who the perfumer was, who the breakdown, what's the note breakdown, I can kind of see if it's something that's going to impress me or not. That's just me. I've been swinging like a 98% batting average on all my blind buys. So that's me, but I can also afford to do that. I am my own financial advisor. I am not yours. Blind buy. Pick out what you want to pick out. But anyway, I'm not going to belabor the point and elongate it. A lot of my stuff is blind buys. So I could easily close my eyes and just started pulling fragrances off the shelf and say, yep, good blind buy, good blind buy. But I want to give you 10 solid ones that really, really blew me away. I could have did 20, but I'm gonna give you 10. Let's start it. These are in no particular order, just because they're all great fragrances. I want to believe most of these I would rank a 10 out of 10. So the first one I'm gonna mention is coming from the house of Xerjoff, and that's Xerjoff Starlight. I did a full review on it, check it out. This fragrance, if you follow me on IG, this is probably one of my top 10 favorite fragrances within my collection. It is absolutely wonderful. It is one of the best renditions of almond used in fragrances. What does it smell like? You get a lot of almond, you get some cedar wood. It has cloves in here. I absolutely hate cloves, but I get more cinnamon. So what it smells like to me, forget the note breakdown because you don't care. If you live in the United States, I don't know what y'all have going on outside the States, but we have things called county fairs, right? And at the county fair, or even sometimes at the mall, they'll have these cinnamon toasted almonds at the vendor booth that you can buy. That's what this smells like, man. The Ambre Accord is so vanillic, it's creamy. That cinnamon almond, it smells almost cooked. It has bergamot, but you don't really get that. But I guess it might add some brightness to the composition of it. And you have cardamom. This is cardamom heavy. Great fragrance. I did a review on it. Check it out. That's Xerjoff Starlight. Next up on the list is a fragrance. Soon as I heard it was coming out from the company, I knew I had to get it. I bought this before anybody talked about it. And even now, it's been over a year. People still aren't talking about it, and I'm okay with that. This is coming from the house of Ramon Monegal, and this is Faisa. This is wonderful. This fragrance is part of the 10% in my collection. What is the 10%? The 10% is, if I'm wearing this, I smell better than 90% of anybody around me. And I don't care what it is. I can go to a fragrance event with 100+ fragrance reviewers and connoisseurs, if I wear this, I still smell better than 95% of the people attending the conference. I do. And that's just what it is. There's nothing you can do about it except it. It's the 10%. This is wonderful. But what does it smell like? Oh, so you get a lot of sweet spices up top. Saffron, cinnamon, might be some anise, or maybe it's coriander, I don't remember, but you get like a lot of sweet spices. You get lemon, but lemon just adds to the brightness. You don't smell it as lemon, but what you do get is this raspberry rose oud combination. Absolutely beautiful, not animalic, extremely wearable, just nice woody, and it's just floral. Beautiful. But then at about the 2.5 hour mark, it totally changes and turns into this almost excuse me, gourmand style fragrance. You get caramel, tonka, vanilla, sandalwood, amber. It almost dries down to a fragrance that I enjoy but doesn't perform well from the House of Mansera, Amber Fever. If you ever try Amber Fever and you was like, I like it, it just performs like crap, so I would never buy this again, get this. This will last forever. This is like no more, anything more than 4 sprays, you're a maniac. It's powerful. And that's Ramon Monegal Faisa. Next up is another fragrance that I picked up. I want to believe I picked this up before I saw any reviews on this fragrance. This is an absolute gem and fragcom. Everybody knows about it now, so the cat is out the bag. It hasn't been hit with the quality effect because everybody knows about it. It's like, it's never going to be a quality effect with this. Everybody who smells this loves this. This performs like a champ. If you spray this in your room and you walk out the room, it still lingers in that room for like 15 minutes. 15+ minutes. Like, you could be like, oh man, that's damn, what you spray? From the house of Rosendo Mateu. This is number 5. Amber Floral Musk. Before I saw any reviews on this, I knew I was gonna pick it up. If you know me or you follow me on IG especially, you know how I feel about ambers. Amber, floral, and then sensual musk. It's a win. It's nothing else to it. The amber isn't very, well, it's a little balsamic, it's a little balmy and vanillic. I don't see it as a resinous, myrrh, incensey type of amber, just a smooth, this is gorgeous. Date night, a wonderful, probably one of the best date night fragrances you could ever put on. It is that good. Rosendo Mateu, number 5. Next fragrance on the list was a limited, and I mean extremely limited release. I don't even think 170 bottles was made worldwide. Lucky Scent only had 73, and I was lucky to buy this off of a person I followed on IG who it just wasn't for him, and he gets a lot of exclusive fragrances. So I bought it off him. It cost me a little upmark, but it was well worth the price of admission for this fragrance. He didn't like it because he said he got this like cherry vibe, and he just doesn't like cherry and fragrances. For me, I like cherry and fragrances, but I really don't get cherry in this. I'll explain more as I describe the fragrance. This is amazing. I hate to talk about it because you're not going to be able to get it, but you never know. You might come across it in a Facebook group, here, remember me talking about it, and might want to purchase it off somebody selling it. This is coming from Rasei Fort. This is La Whatever. That's a weird name. Yes, I know. The reason is when he started going to these distilleries and you would look in these oak barrels, a lot of different liquors are stored in oak barrels, but it didn't have any names on it. So you didn't know if it was wine in those oak barrels, if it was whiskey, brandy, cognac. You ain't know what was in it. So it's like, so whatever. That's what it is. As you can see, the top is handcrafted and it looks like a oak barrel. Absolutely amazing. Now with this is what I would just classify as a boozy amber fragrance. But what does it smell like? It has rum in here, has brandy, so it has apple. So you get this apple brandy nuance up top, and you get a lot of dry fruits. Some of those dry fruits you get is cherries, apricots, and a lot of raisins. I get a lot of dry raisins in here. The vanilla in here is extremely creamy, creamy, so it's almost like raisined vanilla ice cream almost. It is so creamy. It's woody. I think tobacco might be in here. I know oak's in here, or it might not be tobacco. It might be patchouli. But this is, and it just creates a lot of different things blending, creates this nice, warm amber accord. Fantastic. Fantastic, man. God damn. That's La Whatever. The next one up is the fragrance that started it all. And this was the first fragrance I reviewed ever on YouTube, I believe. I did the first impressions and then I came back and did a full review. This fragrance is sex in a bottle. It is erotic. Smells different on a woman than when it does on a man. It is unisex. This is just, listen, it is always sold out. That is not the equality effect. That's just how good it is in word of mouth. It is that good. Man, is it overly complex? No. It's just good as hell, man. This is coming from the house of Savoir Faire, an independent fragrance house, a black-owned fragrance house. And this is Soul Cafe. It's sold out all the time for a reason. You need to follow him on IG. When it's a restock, he'll let you know you should buy it. It's that good. It's tobacco, coffee. It's woody, firewoods in here. I think you might have some oud. You get that blood orange. It's a little citrusy, fruity, tobacco, woody, patchoulis in here. Oh man, it's warm, inviting, sexy, just erotic. This is like lace. Beautiful women wearing lace. A guy in a business suit about to tire up with his tie and go to work, man. This is BDE. This is big dick energy, man. Soul Cafe. Next up is the best leather fragrance on the market. Listen, I just said, listen to me closely because I know somebody's going to ask me, well, what about this and what about that? I just said it's the best leather fragrance on the market. Don't ask me what about. I don't care which leather fragrance you ask me about. This is the best leather fragrance on the market. Don't at me. I'm telling you what it is. That's it. It's not even a debatable thing for me. This is coming from a designer house from Armani Prive. This is Cuir Majeste. I'm so glad they came out in the 50 ml because I did not need the 100 ml because this runs you a pretty penny. The 100 ml is like $500+, something around that time. This is a Harrods exclusive. You can only get it at Harrods. You're not going to find it nowhere else. You're not going to find it at the discounters. It is that good, man. Dry fruits. Beautiful dry fruits. Slightly smoky. It's peachy. The peachy comes from osmanthus, which has that peachy faucet. Smooth, luxurious leather. Like smelling the inside of a brand new Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. Man, that Alcantara. Oh my God. Tobacco. Rose makes it romantic. Ambroxan, oak moss, oud, vanilla. I say it is the best. Don't ask me. What about this? The best leather fragrance on the market. Armani Prive, Cuir Majeste. Next up is the best amber I have smelled ever. And I have like 60 amber dominant fragrances within my collection. I've smelled a lot. Yes, I think it's better than Tom Ford's Amber Absolute. Yes, I think it's better than Parfum Aroma's Ambre Aria. Yes, I think it's better than Amber Rousse. And yes, it's slightly better than Ambre Persepolis from I can't think of the name right offhand. But it's Ambre Persepolis. It's better than that, slightly, because that's a classic. I believe that's the first amber ever created. So that's like my second favorite amber of all time. This is coming from the house of Arshia. It's hard to find, man, and if you find, it's probably going to be a hell of a markup for it. This is Persepolis Parfum Intense Amber. Again, this was a recommendation from somebody. I trust their nose. I blind bought based on their recommendation. This is like a $200+ fragrance. Nobody was talking about this. Only 3 people I know on YouTube even has ever mentioned that. That's me, Big Beard Business, and Cuba. That's it. Even amber, even for people who might not really like that churchy overly, it is vanillic. Has a little smoke to it. Creamy sandalwood. So you get this creamy, just really good sandalwood with a nice resinous balsamic amber. God damn, man. Arshia, Persepolis, Parfum Intense, Ambre. Next up is my second favorite boozy scent of all time. Some of y'all who've been watching me for a while, you already know what it is. If you're new here, strap in and enjoy the ride. This is wonderful. It was a blind buy. I was on the internet just trying to find a new fragrance nobody's talking about. Looked at the notes, saw that this was only sold at one place, Beverly Hills Perfumery. Inbox Allen, asked him about it. We talked. I said, how would you describe it? He said it's Barrel Onda on steroids. I said, I have to get it, man. Purchased it. He wasn't lying. For some time, it was my #1 favorite boozy fragrance, and it recently got knocked off by another fragrance I brought, the Frag home. Nobody was talking about this house really till I started talking about this house. Some would say I'll put this house on the map on a YouTube perspective. And this is coming from the house of Unique Luxury. This is Cutie. People will say, it smells like Barrel Onda. Barrel Onda is linear. It has 0 depth. Is it good? Yes, but it's a linear fragrance. It has no transitions. What you get is what you get. This is far superior to that. And I'm going to tell you why. You have this almost gourmand, boozy tendency. You get caramel whiskey. Caramel whiskey. If you haven't tried it, you should get some. It's a little bright with the citruses, so it's bright caramel whiskey. You have oud cypriot oil, gives it a little body. At about the 2-hour mark, when it starts drying down, it dries down to one of my favorite tobacco scents. It's tobacco, vanilla, amber, sandalwood. So then the booziness comes down some, and then it just becomes this nice vanilla Unique Luxury Cutie. I did a review on it. Check it out. Next up is the best rose fragrance I have smelt within my journey. My favorite that I've smelt within my entire journey. Yes, I smelt Portrait of a Lady. Yes, I have. This is a photo realistic rose. When you smell this and you close your eyes, you actually see real roses. It's expensive as a mug, but it was worth the price of admission. My God. Romantic and sensuality bottled up and captured. Men, stop shying away from rose fragrances. Please stop. You're doing yourself a disservice. This is not a first date scent, but this is a scent you going to a gala or something, or you taking your lady or your wife out to a nice steakhouse dinner. 5-star that is. This is something that you wear. This is coming from the house of Louis Vuitton. That's Les Sables Roses. 2 different kind of roses, but the rose is bright, blooming, and a little wet. Like, it's like smelling roses after the rain or something. It's just, so good. That wetness probably comes from the ambergris in here. You have spicy, sweet, almost leathery saffron. You get some smokiness, which probably comes from the oud, because I don't believe incense is listed, but you get just a slight bit smoke. It's not as dense as Ambre Nomad, and Ambre Nomad is good. I just don't know if it's bottle worthy for me. I have a sizable sample. I just don't know if it's bottle worthy, but if you want a extravagant rose fragrance, blend this with Ambre Nomad. It is a showstopper, but it's also a $600 showstopper, $600 plus showstopper. That's if you want to invest. If I had to choose between the two, I would pick this over Ambre Nomad every day of the week. This is year-round fragrance. I don't care what's going on. I can wear this. It's going to push. It's going to perform. This is La Sables Roses from Louis Vuitton. Last but not least, is my #1 favorite boozy fragrance of all time. Hell, it might even be my favorite tobacco fragrance in my collection as well. Yes, when I say best boozy fragrance, yes, it's better than Cutie. Yes, it's better than Baronda. Yes, it's better than Enigma or Creation E. Yes, it's better than Killian's single malt. Yes, it's better than Killian's Apple Brandy. Yes, I own all those fragrances. Yes, it's better. I was the first to bring this on YouTube. One of the first to even talk about this fragrance on FragCon. I bought it the day it was released. So I knew about it before it was released. Soon as the release, I got it, started talking. I got it like in 24 to 48 hours, or what Lucky sent it out really fast. And I was like one of the first to talk about how great this fragrance is. It blew me away from first sniff. It still's blown me away to this day. I know a lot of people starting to review it and get on, and I'm sure they want to acknowledge that I brought this on the way they acknowledged Cuba brought Tuxedo. But real recognize real, and we know who first started talking about this fragrance. We know what it is. This is from the house of Les Indemodables. This is Vanille Havana. The best way to describe this is if you ever smelled Enigma or Creation E, and you took Killian's, not Black Phantom, Noir Aphrodisiac, which is another great chocolate fragrance, and you blend it because it's a little powdery chocolate, and you blend them together, that's what you would get. You get rum, it's boozy, dry fruits. Anytime you get a lot of booziness, especially when you start talking rum, because that's how rum is curated, you're gonna get a lot of dry fruits in any kind of rum fragrance, or you should pick it up. If you're a liquor connoisseur, I am, so it stands out to me. Amber, tobacco, some florals, so it's a little woody florals, just a nice sensual florals. I did a full review on it, check it out. Yes, I'm gonna sit here and I'm a humble brag. I was the first to start talking about this fragrance. Real, recognize real, and y'all know that. And this is from the house of Les Indemodables, and this Vanille Havana. So those are my 10 blind buy fragrances that worked out for me within my collection. I could have did a 50. I could have started mentioning the House of Mansur. A good portion of those, like the last 5 I bought, was all blind buys, and they were all bangers. But listen, with 10, you can only make 10. Somebody gonna say, what about this? I'm surprised this wasn't on the list. Why wasn't it? Because I didn't want it to be on the list. It's that simple. It's really that simple. I don't think it was deserved to be on the list, or I didn't want it on the list. That's why it's not on there. Only 10 fragrances can make it. That's what's gonna be on there. And that's not me being a jackass. I'm just being honest because I know it's going to be asked. Other than that, I made it kind of long. I'm not going to tag nobody. I don't really want to make it a habit of tagging a whole bunch of people. I'm going to be honest. I just don't want to do that. Certain things I'll tag, but I'll leave it as an open tag. If you're watching this video, if you're a reviewer, if you decide you want to do it, you can do the tag. Again, I want to thank Sam Broom Fragrances for tagging me. This is his tag. Let's acknowledge that. I will leave a link for his video in the description. With that being said, I'm going to leave you the way I greeted you. And that's in the universal language of peace.